I
if
think
that's what
a
you
little,
do.
yeah, I think it's just, there's less delay, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, it seems to be working fine to me, but
Say that again?
It seems to be working fine to me, but you've, I think, used this program more than I have, maybe. I used it for one class before. Every time we had a meeting, it was an issue for me.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I hope that it works better.
Yeah, yeah. It should be okay. Okay, so I read your email and you were saying that because of what we were assigned, that we probably need to discuss more about like family secrets and divine triangles. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at I mean, we were assigned symbolic interactionism, yes, but with the focus on the dynamics of family communication. And so that's specifically the stuff we've been learning this week. So I guess that we need to make sure that we're including that instead. I mean, because a lot of what I was writing down originally for our project was all focusing specifically on the theory. But now that we're here, we need to focus on the family communication stuff. So anyway, I did add a bunch to the slideshow yesterday and this morning. We just need to maybe talk about specifically what we want to focus on.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I was at work all day yesterday. Friday is my 10-hour shift day. So I did not take a look at anything other than your email. And I had been already looking at the material that we had been asked to do this week. So I was able to highlight some things that I thought, okay, I can see where this might be an important thing to mention. So I guess the first thing would be just, so we're going to go, how are we going to tie going from social interactionalism into different, I guess, what are dynamics of communication?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know specifically. I think that the people that did the videos this week covered the theory really, really well. And so I think just having a quick reminder that this is the theory, this is the main idea of it, and then trying to move into, I guess, secrets and triangles and some of the stuff that we talked about this week.
Okay, so besides the secrets and triangles, what else did we cover? Because I was thinking about that. I was like, well, what else did we cover? Because
that's pretty much it.
Right?
There was not a lot of reading this week. There
was
not.
I was like, did I miss something? Because all I got was secrets and triangles, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's it. And I mean, we can go off a little bit. Like I said, I mean, we can probably look at the presentation while we're chatting and see what works and what doesn't and move stuff around. And it's easy just because, I mean, we can both be on there and moving stuff around and talking and whatever.
Sure.
I'm kind of, what do I say? I'll put this straight out. I'm kind of silly sometimes when it comes to presentations because I like to do things that are going to surprise people or make people smile. And so there's a couple things that I stuck in the presentation, like pictures at the end. I just really want to get people thinking about how this applies to their family. How does it apply to me? How does it apply to my family? All families are different, that type of thing. And so, like, if you look, the last slide is just a bunch of pictures of families from Disney and just saying, no matter kind of how your family is, this is, I mean, for everyone to know how to communicate in these ways. Anyway, so I just flip through it and see what we can come up with.
Right? Yeah, we can totally do that. And I was dumb of me that I didn't pull that up. So give me a second. I'm going to pull that up. Actually, I can pull that up.
Did you? Well, you should be able to pull it up wherever, because Google, you can do multiple things at once. So if you're in your Google account stuff, you should be able to open your slides and it should be there.
I just don't want to mess up the Google Hangout.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I've actually been moving back and forth between screens, so I don't know, but
let me try.
Did you get a chance to watch videos that I suggested in the email I sent?
I saw the Raymond video of active listening. I like Gilmore Girls too.
That's just one of my. There's so much about communication.
They're constantly talking, and so it just reminds me of my conversations sometimes. So let me open up the thing.
I mean, I think I still like the idea of maybe reminding people what we were talking about last week with those first couple slides that originally we put in there, just kind of with the symbols and the gestures and what does this mean to you, because it may mean something to somebody else different. I don't really know where to go with this. I tend to put lots of stuff in and then take things away. So there's a lot in the presentation now that let's work together and see what works and what doesn't, because anyway, I think there's a lot of information that could be shared and maybe it's too much information. So
yeah, that was the other thing too. I was going to say, some of the videos this week were very long, very long. And that doesn't always necessarily work in your favor when they are long. Because then it's like you're not including everything people want you to include. But you know what I'm saying? So I think keeping it on the shorter end, I think is probably the best way to go, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think the rules say no longer than 10 minutes, but even right at the beginning of this, our professor said, keep it shorter is better. So I agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the slide right now.
Like I said, I filled in a whole bunch of stuff and there's a lot of information on there. We just need to decide what we want to actually cover, what needs to be on the slides, or what could be more in the script and just be read. I'm sorry if I don't mean to just jump ahead and do stuff, but I felt like I had time, and so I may as well, jump in and put a bunch of stuff in, and then we could decide and move it around and take it out or whatever. And a lot of what I put in is kind of point form, which was not, anyway. So does that mean that you didn't get a chance to watch the other videos? You just watched the Everybody Loves Raymond one?
And yes, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time yesterday.
Oh, it's hard to juggle work and school. I understand that.
Yeah, I work full time, so and I work at a shelter, and so sometimes it's just so busy and crazy.
No, I get that. And I knew it would be hard because I had a feeling that you worked during the day and I'm home during the day. And so that it would be hard to match up schedules and try and get this done. But.
Sure. I think this all looks really great. It's basically everything I had highlighted, which is kind of funny, which makes sense because that's, like you said, there wasn't a lot of material. So the things you pulled out would be the main ideas.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense to me.
I can see exactly where you're looking on the slide because there's a little dot that comes up.
That's funny. Okay, the only thing I would say in slide number 5, it has everything there is fine. And then, but at the end, the last little bit of it, it says, think about some of the ways we communicate, facial expressions, words, actions, body language. I think that's very repetitive because it's kind of done in the beginning and then it's done again in the later slide.
Yeah. Okay. Do you mean in the beginning when we have the pictures to think about?
Yeah, you kind of are saying that. And then right after in the next slide, it'll say that again. So I'm like, oh, I think that's a little repetitive.
You're right. No, you're right. Okay. Let's move this around. Okay. Do you just want to, I don't know the best way to do this. Are you okay with this stuff? Like I said, I just jumped in just to get some ideas on the page and I want to.
I am okay with it. I am. I just feel bad. And my only thing is I'm concerned because I don't want it to be like you're doing all the work. Do you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But the problem is too that we don't have, like you said, the material we had is very specific this past week. So really, there's only so much room because, like you said, that divine triangles, that's everything you have on there is exactly what I have highlighted in my notes.
Okay, good.
Everything you have about the secret thing is exactly what I have highlighted because that one was with, you know how she brings in the family, that therapist brings in the family.
Yeah.
And there was only certain parts in this dialogue where you could, when she's doing an assessment of it. And those are the notes where she's explaining, like, this is what it can happen. This is what it does. This is what it impedes when you have a secret. And so really, that's what you included, which is exactly what I would have included because that's all you can include. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're not going to include the dialogue of the family, you know, because that's not helpful. Everybody already read that anyway. So no, it looks great. It looks great. It's just a matter now of figuring out the best video.
And with the video, I mean, I think we can go lots of different directions, but I do think whatever video we choose, we need to actually do some analyzing of it after. Because I found in some of the presentations that they show a video, but then it doesn't get talked about it, or they ask a question.
Yes, yes. And it's like with a question. It's like,
yeah. And it never really gets answered. And so I think that we should share our ideas of how we can interpret it or how we can use what we're learning to look deeper at it. And then hopefully that'll help people learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, good. So maybe I don't know how to jump into this here. Maybe we can just kind of start at the beginning and go through the slides. Okay. I can flip back and forth. I mean, I'm happy to do all this because anyway, it's easy to move around and do things, and we can maybe type up the script while we're doing this. And I mean, if you want to be the one to actually record the presentation and post it, that would be totally fine with me. I mean, I don't want to feel like you said, like one of us is doing a lot more than the other. So I don't know how to split this up better.
Right. So in terms of how to record it, will you show me how to do that? Because I am not familiar with this program.
Yeah, I don't. You have to use another program and use this as the screen.
Okay, and how do you do that?
So in the past, I have used a couple of different programs. I know that there's ones that we could do it together, but I'm just wondering what would be the best way to do this. Sorry. I know that people were using Zoom. I know that people were using Screencast-O-Matic, and I've used that one. That one's fairly easy to use. And I think that there's actually a way to record in Google Hangouts too, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Okay. Let's do the one that you are the most comfortable with. That way you can show me. I don't have a problem with recording it and posting it because that'll be my contribution. Plus, I am going to look at the videos with you. I do think we both need to do that together and make sure we're doing that together.
Okay. Oh, see, I just don't know how to, yeah, okay. So, sorry. I was just playing around in here to see, because I think that there's a way to share the screen right here in Google Hangouts.
There's a way to do what?
Anyway, to share the screen in Google Hangouts so that what, I don't know. My husband does a lot of this stuff for work. He's been working in Pennsylvania, but he was home the last couple of weeks and now he's back in Pennsylvania again. But he does a lot of this screen sharing with the guys at work so that they can look at the projects they're working on. And okay. Anyway, sorry. Maybe let's just move on. I was going to try and have it all on the same screen. So what do you think we should focus on? Just getting the slides done to our satisfaction first, and
yes,
writing out the script.
And then with that, we'll incorporate looking at the videos together. Or like I said, I probably have already watched the scene of Gilmore Girls. So if you tell me what it is, I'll probably can jump in and know exactly what you're talking about. Sad but true.
It's the one.
But we'll start
it's the one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So pretty simple. Title.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. So do we need to write in the script though? I'm flipping back and forth between screens, so
no, you're fine.
I can type stuff up. So do we want to say something like, you know, I don't know, our president, you know, I don't know how to do this. Just, I'm like,
are you talking about when you're like, what do these mean to you?
No. The title page. Do we need to say anything during the script for the title page?
Other than read it.
Just let them read it? Just read it. Okay.
Yeah. Symbolic interactionism theory, dynamics of family communication presented by, and then we put our thing. And then with the second slide, I would say, what do these symbols mean to you?
Mm-hmm. So maybe
that's how I.
Okay. Maybe something like take a moment to look at these symbols. What do they mean to you?
Yeah.
How do they make you feel? Just kind of ask a few questions to get them thinking.
Yep. That's fine. And I should write this down. Hold on a second.
Do you now the script? We have that other shared document in Google Docs where we started to type out the script.
You have another document, you said?
There is another document. So there's a document in Google Docs that I shared with you where the script is.
Oh, heavens. How come I didn't get that? Okay, let me go look for it. Let's see if I can find it.
I can share it with you again and help you find it. But because I believe I sent you the link, which should give you access to it and to be able to edit it. Sorry, I hope this isn't too confusing. I kind of thought this would be the easiest way to do this. Then we could both be working on things at the same time.
No, you're fine.
You wouldn't have to send it.
Yeah, if you can send me that, because for whatever reason, I can't find that on my email. I found this, but I can't find the other. And I found a presentation, which is exactly like this, pretty much. But I cannot find the script.
Okay. So just, I don't know how familiar you are with all the way that these things in Google work, but basically we're sharing the document so that
Right.
all of these apps are within your Google. So I usually go to my email, and then there's that little box with the little boxes up in the right corner, and that's all your Google apps. And when you click on the different apps, then you can go and share with people. So this one's in Google Docs. Sorry, I'm going to try and send it to you again here.
Okay.
Just got to make sure that all the settings are right so you can edit, and so you can anyone with the link can edit. So have you been doing online classes for a while at BYU Idaho?
Yeah, I have.
Six years in now.
What's that?
I'm almost at 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm in my 5th year. Yeah.
I will be done next semester. So
good.
But I did most of my work at ASU, and it just transferred over.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I have sent it to you and shared it, so you should be able to access this document.
Okay, let me look for it. Yeah, it's been kind of tough. Got it. It's been kind of tough with work. I felt that more this semester has been, and I think it's because I used to work at a different site where it was just myself. My caseload was 50, but I seem to be better. Like I seem to have been able to like ride that better, just because there was a lot less other stuff going on. But then this time around, being at shelter, it has been exhausting. It really, I feel burnt out. Going on a year of my transfer, and I honestly, I'm thinking of stopping work for my last semester and just doing school, and then that would give me time to find because I'm gonna have to find a better paying job anyway once I have my degree, you know. So I figure that's probably the best way to go. Okay. Oh, I see.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. See, this is just kind of one of those fun things. We can work on it at the same time, and we can talk about it and put it in. And anyway, again, there's not much in here. I know there's a lot more that we need to write as far as maybe what could be said. Okay. And especially one of the slides, I put all that information about the triangles, but I don't think it all needs to be on the slide. I think most of it needs to be in the script.
Gotcha. Okay, well, let's look at each slide, and then we'll go back and forth between the slide and the presentation, the script.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so what did you write in the script on this? It says, okay, take a moment to look at these symbols. What do they mean to you? How do they make you feel? Take a moment, think about what influences you, how you think, and what these symbols mean. What they do are influenced by family. So I would just keep it really simple. I would just say, what do they mean to you? How do they make you feel? And stop it there.
All right. I think that's fantastic. Keep it simple.
Yeah, just because there's so much with this stuff anyway that sometimes I've noticed when other people have been doing it, I'm like, that just sounds very repetitive.
Yeah, true. Let's keep it simple. Another thought I had was I did look at the study guide for the next exam, and there's really not much about this topic that's listed as far as what we need to know. So keeping it simple is probably good because that'll help people prepare for the exam. Anyway. Okay. First slide.
Let me just go ahead and write the actual theme that you wrote so that I would just read it. Did you write Did you write dynamics of family communication? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what our whole title is supposed to be. If we look at where we signed up with the videos originally,
right,
it has that whole thing written out.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember what it looked like from last time I looked. It's been a while since I looked. So it's symbolic interactionism, dynamics of family communication, and then I would just read our names.
Sounds good.
However you wrote it. We should put your name first by alphabetical order.
I always put my name last just because I always feel like the other person I'm working with should go first. But whatever you feel, I'm okay.
No, I just go by alphabetical order, regardless of who's doing what. And I find that has kept things very simple.
Sorry, I'm actually. Are you getting there?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted it to go underneath it. Do you see how I'm trying to put my name underneath the whole thing, but I can't seem to do it.
Oh, you mean tabbed over?
Yeah, but it tabs over everything else.
It's finicky. Just here, let me fiddle with it for a minute.
Okay.
I think what I ended up doing was actually, anyway. This one. Because I know how to work really good in Microsoft Word and same. And so I'm often figuring out how to do it in Docs, but it's a good resource to be able to not have to send it back and forth. That's why. Anyway.
No, this is not something I've had to do before, because in the past, when I've had to do group things, my group things have been very large, like a huge amount of people, like at least 4 to 5. So when you have 4 to 5 people, everybody is doing like a little thing. So I was always like the information base, you know, because some of the we were doing, they were like, Lena, can you do the information part? And I'm like, sure. And so I would gather up all the stuff and make sure it was like all done correctly and check it and all that. And then I had another person who was like a whiz at this kind of stuff. And then the other person was more the whiz at like the showmanship of it, like how it's going to look and how it's going to sound and all that. So we had to broke it down. So honestly, I've never just done with another person. It's always been like 4 or more.
Right. And when it's like that, you definitely have to make sure everybody knows what they need to do.
Yeah.
And maybe, I mean, we probably could have handled this differently and made a better plan and done all of these things, but you know, life is crazy and busy, and here we are, we're dealing with it now. So
it's okay. No, it's okay. I don't mind. Like I said, I feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not anything else I wouldn't have written. So I don't know what else to say. Do you know what I mean? There's not a lot of information that we can like go over and be like, well, what about this? There's really not a lot, which I was kind of bummed about. I'm not going to lie. I was like, no, I need more information.
I guess that means that it forces us to try and keep it simple.
Yeah.
And hopefully not just duplicate everything that the other group is going to put on there.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I think we're good. We're up into the second symbol with the slides. I think we're good.
And is there anything you want to take out, put in as far as what we have on there? Because I was just trying to think of things that might be common. And I mean, especially the...
Are you talking about what do these mean to you? Like the symbols, you mean?
Well, yeah, either the symbols and the next one with the other pictures.
Oh, let me
I
look.
just wondered if there's anything specific that you thought of that maybe we could add. I don't know. Because on the third slide, yeah, go ahead.
I'm not clear on what this is right here. The guy. Yeah.
That's fine. It doesn't really fit with the rest, but I thought it might be a different, only because it's symbolic to me. Like when my husband washes dishes, that's important. So it might have some kind of symbolism for other people, but we can totally take it out or put something else in if you feel. I mean,
the only reason it it just seems, it confused me a little bit just because all of these are more gestures.
Right.
You know, and this is a gesture, but it's different.
It's different.
It has more of an emotional attachment to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas these are just, you know.
So what do you think? Do you see if there's some other, I don't know. I think I was just trying to fill the space, and so I couldn't think of any other gestures that might be.
Yeah, no, I think we could take it out, and I think we can just move the other one in the middle and have it be like 4, and I think that's okay. We can move. Okay. We can move the 2 that are up on the side, and then it'll be like 4. You know what I mean? 1 on each side.
1 on each corner?
Yeah.
Kind of like this?
Yeah.
This one needs to go smaller now then. Sorry, visually
yeah.
I'm like that.
No, you're fine. I'm the same way, so you're good.
So we can kind of
yep.
space them out a little bit here. Make this one a little smaller. Do you think that the question should be bigger?
I wonder if it should be like a different color. Something to make it pop a little bit.
The background or the actual words?
I don't know. What do you think? Looking at it from afar.
Okay, well, let's see what we can come up with here. Because if we change the words, what goes good with blue? Orange or red or something?
Blue? Gosh, anything goes good with blue. Try red.
Okay, I made that change.
And then that? Can that be like, can we do that in bold? We can change that into bold.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it should be, I don't know. Oh, it was bold.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we just need to.
Red.
Yeah.
I know there's like a bazillion different reds sometimes.
It's like really dark. Okay. Did you get that update? I made it a little bit bigger, so now it's on 2 lines, but
yeah. Back. Is there like a bright red, like almost like a highlighted red?
Sorry, it's being slow.
Perfect.
Brighter? Okay.
Yep, that works.
All right.
Okay. And then let me.
Okay, so do you want to say anything new on the script?
Let's see.
Or change it?
I would say, it says, again, take a minute to look at these unspoken, I would say unspoken gestures.
Okay. And I think, again, more questions on there than we need to. I tend to, like I said, I tend to overdo it and then cut stuff back. So
oh, and then you put with me. Hold on. And I would just cut it at
So I was anyway, I was being very influenced by what we were learning last week. You know, the idea that we have these perceptions and meanings are different to us because of our experiences and all of those things. But I think that that's kind of ingrained in everybody now because we've been talking about it all last week.
So I'm cutting it to be a little bit shorter, but I'm thinking like that.
Looks great. I think that's just fine.
Okay. And then we'll go to the next slide. Okay.
I know flipping back and forth always takes time for it to load. But
I would just add people's actions or reactions.
I think this is what you added. But yeah, I agree. Actions and reactions. I think that's a good way to put it. These things have for them. And then I just added that symbolic environment, but that doesn't have to stay if we don't feel like it is what it needs to be.
Well, it's not untrue. I just don't know if it's needed. What do you think?
The symbolic environment? No, it was just something else that came across in my notes, and I'm like, where can I stick this in case we want to use it? So I stuck it in.
Oh.
That was all. Like I said, I always put way more than we usually need and take it out. So, okay.
Whoa.
Do we want to make that bigger or think about an image or something that we can put on this page? Not that every page has to have an image, but.
No, I don't think it needs to have an image. I just think it needs to be more centered and maybe a little bit more colorful.
Okay.
And I'll let you do that.
And bigger too, maybe?
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's really big. Sorry.
You're fine.
Centered as far as on the
slide, yeah.
Yeah. And up and down too, probably.
Yeah, if we can go down a little bit.
Okay, what are you doing? Okay, I think it's trying to center itself based on where the block is or the text box. So just give me a sec to make it.
Okay.
It's trying to center itself not on the page, but as far as where the text box is.
Okay. That looks good.
I was just going to see if I could get it more into the center of the page, but let's here. Okay, well, I guess that's what it's going to do for us. So,
okay. Did you want to pick a color?
Use that same. Do you want to use the red again? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we can.
I'm you could do something like purple.
The background is so dark, though.
Yeah, you're right. We can change the color of the background. That just happened to be the you know, the whatever template I used.
I think it's fine. I think it's an easy background to work with. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's got to be something that stands out on the blue. I
Yeah.
think that other one, because it was on white, it was easier.
Yep.
I think that's why, I mean, the white stands out on the blue, but it's either got to be something really dark.
Try black. Looks kind of boring, but it does the trick.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think I mean, we just had two pretty busy slides with lots on them, so maybe simple for this one.
Okay, let me look at the presentation.
So if we wanted to, I mean, I think reading this is probably important. And maybe expanding on it just a bit in the script.
Can you read it to me so I can type it up?
Yeah. Symbolic interactionism is the theory that people's actions and reactions to things are parallel to the meaning these things have for them.
You know what? I think we can explain it by giving an actual, just a quick example.
Okay. Maybe one of the things, what are your thoughts?
That's what I'm trying to think. Let's see.
We could pull in one of the things that we had in the images in the first couple slides. Something like, you know, a wave or a hug, or, I mean, these things all mean different things to people based on our experience, right?
Well, we can talk about how, just like, for example, in some families, you have people that are much more touchy-feely, like they'll hug or they'll kiss more, whereas other families maybe are not as, they don't demonstrate that kind of, they're more reserved in that.
Yeah. Has different meaning to them.
Yeah, it's just, or they're just, you know, they're just a little bit more reserved. And so people would maybe not be as comfortable with that kind of thing as others might be.
Yeah, I think that's a good example. And that ties into the fact that we learn how we feel about things based on our interactions with other people, right? So the way that our families feel, and the other influences that we have. So I think that's a good example.
So I can do, for example, some families are comfortable showing lots of affection while others are more reserved.
Great.
Is that good?
I think that's just fine.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just keeping everything really simple, because when you try to share too much, people don't remember, right? But if you share specific points,
not only that,
generally,
when I was doing people's presentations, like sometimes like the more they elaborated on it, there was more like, well, is that an opinion? Is that you know what I'm saying? It was more like, it's kind of like when people teach the gospel, you know, like the more they get to the nitty gritty of it, it makes it more complicated. And then you start putting people's input and opinions on it. And it's like, well, is that really, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
very true. Very true. I totally agree. That's a great example. I love it. All right.
Okay.
Well, we're trucking through here. Have you, have you ever used anything where you've done a slide presentation and had to do a video with it? I'm just wondering if there's another program that you might feel comfortable using.
No,
okay.
All
right.
the only thing I've done is, what do you call it? What I transferred it into, then I sent it to you because I didn't know what else to do. Which one was that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
That was it. I have not. That's what I mean. Like, because we've had larger groups, everyone like kind of did what they felt they could do best. And
right,
so the unfortunate part of that is that you don't learn how to do all of it. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
But no, this is fine.
Okay, we'll figure it out then. I can help you figure it out if that's what we want to do. Because I mean, I've used a couple different programs, and I think the Screencast-O-Matic was probably the easiest one to use. But anyway, and it's free.
Yeah. No, it's
okay.
fine. Let me look. Okay. On this one, it has on this one it has slide clip after slide 4. Did you want to change that?
Slide clip? I don't even know what that means.
Well, because we went from the statement we made, and then we go to slide 5. Yeah. But on the script, you have a video insert, I think. So I'm trying to figure out. Let me see.
Oh. Yeah, well, I think it was a couple more slides down that I put insert video on, but how much more do we want to cover before we get to the video? Or do these slides just need to be moved around? Because that's fine too.
No, we can just go, I'll add slide 5 here because that's what it is. And I'll just read.
Oh, you mean on the script. Sorry.
What's that?
Yeah, the script. I was confused as to what no, that's fine.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think how I did it. And I feel okay.
I don't think we necessarily need to read everything that's on each slide either. And I don't know. I mean, I love lots of color, but I'm wondering if there's too much bright stuff going on this slide.
I was thinking the same thing. You want to go ahead and change it while I type this up?
Yeah.
Okay, there might be some repetition in this slide too.
From other slides or?
Yeah, because it talks about the meanings affect how we act and react. And
oh yeah,
because it has it on the other one right before it too.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a good segue to communication, like the communication portion of it. So I think
maybe we can,
I don't know.
What's a different way of saying that instead of repeating the exact same thing then?
And then objects doesn't really, I think it doesn't fit in as well as like the interactions with other people, events, ideas, culture, society.
All right.
But maybe that's just me.
That's fine. I don't know where I got that from. That might have been something that I wrote down in my notes somewhere. I don't know, but it's totally fine. If you don't feel like it fits, then I'm okay with that. I just got to notice that editing is temporarily disabled. I don't know if it's fine. I think it's back. Yeah, it's just taking a while to clue into what I'm trying to do. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'll keep working on it, but. Yeah, it seems I can click on things, but it's not letting me do anything. So I don't know what it's doing right now.
Oh no.
No, I'm sure it'll come back. It's just, anyway, not allowing me to edit anything right now.
Okay. So what I did for slide 5, I put, let me see if this makes sense to you. It says meanings are created by interactions with other people, society, culture, events, and ideas. In other words, we communicate by our actions and reactions.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay, so then I wonder if it'll let me do it. Should I try?
Yeah, I'm just trying to exit out of some of my other things that I have open, and maybe it's just trying to do too many things at once. I don't know. But the script is having a hard time reloading when I went back to that screen too. So,
huh?
If you want to try, I was just.
Well, I'm seeing your movement now, though.
Interesting. Okay,
So
well, I'm going back to the slide.
Yeah, give it a shot because it's. I don't want to mess anything up.
Well, the little message that it was giving me is now not there. So, maybe, yeah, looks like it's working.
Okay. Yeah, all of a sudden it just went ding on my end, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's like alive again."
Yeah, I should make all of these words a little bit bigger now too that we've taken out the other one.
Yeah.
This is what I like fiddling with this stuff and making it look nice, and so that's one of the things I enjoy doing. But
that's I spend so much time on the computer at work that I really don't enjoy it. My neck and my eyes are so dry sometimes. It's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Ow, they hurt.
That is not fun.
No. That's why I'm like, I think I'll take the next semester off of work and then regroup a little bit.
Just focus on school. So are you doing a like home and family, marriage and family studies? Is that what is that your major?
American Family Studies. Yep.
I have it as a minor. I'm doing separate. It's a minor for me. Oh wait. I am not getting anywhere here. There we go.
You're fine. It's looking better. I do think it was too busy with the color.
Yeah, there was right stuff going on.
I wish we had a way to do it here. You know how when it does the slideshow, it'll start putting, like it'll say something and then it'll pop one word, then the other, then the other, then the other. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I haven't done very much in here, but I'm sure there's probably.
I know. One of my people that I work with knew how to do it. The rest of us did not. So sad.
Yeah. I'm sure that there is, but no. Sorry. It would take some fiddling around. I'm sure that there's something in there. I'm sure it's probably
totally fine. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. This part over, we wanted to change what this said on the left-hand side, didn't we?
Yeah, we do. So let's see. I can do that. I will change the wording and then we'll see what it looks like. I gotta go look at my script again. Jeez.
It should be pretty easy to copy and paste from the script to the slides. I think just going the other way, just because of the font we have it in, would be, anyway, you might just be able to copy and paste.
Oh, it's super tiny.
Well, at least you don't have to retype it.
I guess so. I believe it's this, and I believe here. Okay. I guess. I don't know why I did that twice. Okay. So that's really what I wanted to say. Oh, 40.
Okay.
And then I think it's in the right font. Okay, now I'll let you take it and see what you want to do.
Okay. Oh, maybe it is all in the same font or same size.
Yeah, now it is.
Maybe some of it bold and just the part that you just put in there. Oh, there we go. Looked okay. So take this. We're getting there. We're making a Y. That top line is weird. It's not centering. Okay.
That's weird.
All right.
Do you need to make the box
All right,
smaller?
if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna make the box smaller, but it was like there were spaces or something there now.
Oh.
Oh. And this part's not highlighted.
Well, I'm wondering if we should do this background white with just bold black.
Okay.
Since the next slide has a lot of color.
Put the whole slide white?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what that would look like, but
yeah, let me see if I can figure it out. Because I know that there's a way. Everything that I'm change background. Let's see what this does. All right.
And are they all in bold? The other ones too?
Yeah, I'm going to check. Yeah, I mean, I can, if we want to go on, if you want, I mean, I can go back and fix this after. I can make notes, slide 5. All bold. That way we don't have to sit and I can go back and make it all bold and I have to take the blue out and make that background all white.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go to slide 6.
Then we can continue. We don't have to, because my editing seems to be really delayed. It's really taken a lot of time, so I can work on it later.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So this was really just pointing how we communicate things. And I don't think it's repeated from other stuff. Maybe it is.
Reaction, tone of voice.
And I don't even know if this is important. I just thought since we're talking about communication, we should talk about some of the ways we communicate, but your thoughts.
Let me think.
I just thought that was an interesting kind of chart or something visually for people to look at and say that really only 7% of what we communicate is through the words we say, and the rest of it is through other things. So maybe if we wanted, that could be the whole slide, but
yeah,
I don't think
necessarily the wording of it. I think the pie itself can be a slide. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally. We're with this theme of just keeping it simple.
Well, and I do think it's important to recognize that. It's interesting. I work with a lot of the homeless population, and I swear to you, they are absolutely I don't know what you would call it, the experts of body language. They really do pay attention to that, and it really does make a difference. Okay, so how would I word that in the script? What do you think?
Maybe something like,
so this pie shows the percentage of communication, or what did they say when you saw it?
It's the percentage of how we communicate. like 7% of what we communicate is through our words. 38%, is through the tone of our voice and the way that we say things, whereas 55% of it is how we hold ourselves, our body movements, the gestures we use, whether our arms are folded, whether we're smiling, all of those things. Maybe something like the words we use are not I don't know. Sorry. Usually I'm really good at this. I'm like having a brain freeze. I'm having a brain freeze.
And I'm going to say something like, if we break down our communication by percentages, only 7, and then I'm just going to read it basically. 7% is by words. So this is what I put. I said, if we break down our communication by percentages, only 7% is by our words, 38% is our tone, and I'm going to put tone of voice, but
yeah.
And 55% is in our body language or facial expressions.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. Yeah, I think you covered it. Great.
Okay, so that's slide 6. Oh, that looks great.
Thank you.
I like that. That's perfect. I like how that has been said, and I'm going to actually copy it in the script because I think it should be read exactly. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what video we want on it.
So with the videos, I mean, I'm thinking the one, the Everybody Loves Raymond one is really focused on like reflective listening, right? So that's kind of just one part of communication. Although there's lots of other little things you can pick out, because I mean, the way that, he and his wife are communicating with each other during this scene, there's a lot to pull from that too. But I don't know if it, covers kind of broadly. I think it's a great example, and I think we can probably pull lots out of it.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember the scene a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, take some time. And I think it can probably be shortened, because I think there's a little bit afterwards that doesn't necessarily need to be a part of what we show. But I'm not super familiar on how to make it short.
Have you seen the Raymond episode with the tuna? Have you seen that?
I'm sure I have. I haven't watched. We used to be like adamant watchers of Everybody Loves Raymond when it used to be on TV, but it's been quite a few years. And so I don't remember a lot of it.
Okay. So it kind of reminded me, because my husband was reminding me of that one. That one's a good one, except for it would be very lengthy, but maybe that's not necessarily like a bad thing. You know, if we could, I don't know. But also it reminded me of that one just because they're each complaining because they got into a fight, and they say it's over the can opener. But the can opener was just symbolic, not really the can opener. It's really the fact that she felt like it meant that she had to take care of everything. And he felt like she was just being mean to him. So as they're each telling their story, like she's telling Robert and he's telling his parents, it's like the same thing, but a completely different scenario. Like how they see it. So anyway, that's just what, yeah, it was just kind of funny. That made me think about it.
We both interpreted it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one, it's kind of like that too, because to me, it's like active listening. Like obviously he's trying to get, he hates doing that because he doesn't come from a family of like, you know, where people worry about that kind of stuff, whereas she does. And then he ends up being better at it than she does. So it becomes more of a, like, it makes her feel bad as a mom that she can't do it.
Right. Right.
It doesn't become about the kid at the end of the day.
Yeah. 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 I don't know, the other two videos, the one from Gilmore Girls is the one Luke and Jess are having a discussion about something. He meets him after school and they're walking. It's the one where he pushes him off the bridge.
Oh,
remember the one where he pushes him off the bridge? So they're talking and they're communicating not very well at all. And then Luke ends up pushing him off the bridge. I just think it's hilarious. Like, but I mean, there's probably things we can pull from that. And then the third video is one of those, I don't know if you've seen those kid history or board shorts. They're produced by members of the church, but it's basically kids telling the story and you're hearing the kids' voices, but it's adults acting it out. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
No.
Have you ever seen any of those? So this one is a couple that goes to their like couples therapy. And so it's the kids that are talking and doing all the voices of the adults, but the adults are acting and their mouths are moving like they're the ones talking, but it's really the kids, you know, there's a whole series of videos like this called Kid History or Board Shorts. And they're all from the kids' point of view of what might be happening, but it's the adults that are actually acting it out and the kids are just voicing them. It's quite hilarious, but I don't know if you're familiar with it or if it would be useful. I think it's fun to do something that's actually entertaining, but that we can learn things from. So I think we have options. Yeah. We just need to think what's going to work.
So after this question in slide 7, that's when you want to show a video clip, right?
Well, I think maybe it's a good place. And then
okay, so
we can chat about it a little bit and then kind of do just a real brief overview of secrets and triangles and be done. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're trying to do too much too, because
yeah, I think so. I think we are in a way. Okay.
Because I actually was able to find several videos from past semesters and stuff for this class that were still on YouTube. And there were specifically our week, our topic, and it didn't seem to me like any of them talked about triangles at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can decide and hopefully we end up doing something different than what the other group that's presenting next week does. But we just need to decide what's most important, or if there's just small things that we could point out about these things that would help people remember.
I would say on this one, let's go ahead and we can insert the Raymond video with the active listening.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, and then we could say something on this one where like, enjoy, like, you know, you're going to put in the video, enjoy the video or something like that. And then in the script, how does that work? How do you give them enough time so that when you're reading it, they're done watching it? Do you know what I mean? So here's another question. Here's another question. Do you think, does it have to have, like, do we have to have this narrated?
The presentation?
Yes.
I think it does. Okay.
I thought there was somebody who didn't narrate. I don't remember.
I think all the ones that we've watched so far have been narrated. I'm pretty sure that there's a Ruth assignment earlier in the. I'm just getting into BUA website. I'll see if I can find the.
And the only reason I'm thinking about that is because if you're looking at our slide, and I've been looking at it because this is like, obviously you did it and then we've been fixing and looking at it. It's flowing really nicely. Like, it's flowing so nicely that really there's no need for a further explanation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's a little difficult in that we're taking it from symbolic interactionism all the way and blending it in with family dynamics. But it's moving really smoothly. Like, as I'm looking at it, like I'm looking at it from perspective of first time viewing it, how it's moving along. It's moving along really, like, it flows very well. And so I'm just saying, like, can it be done in a way that it's just going to be the slide and then watching it, and there's enough material that we're including that I really do feel like covers it.
So instead of actually having us talk in the background.
Yes, I think we have enough material here. So that's why my question is, I didn't know who we're supposed to.
Okay. I must have kids on internet because it's really slow. Everybody's sharing the Wi-Fi and it's going slower. Find the assignment. Or if we're just assuming that that's the way it needs to be, because it's supposed to be a video presentation, not necessarily, you know.
And the reason too that made me think of it, to be honest with you, Christy, is that, like, we're having a little bit of everything. Like, we have the words, we are having a diagram, we're adding some, you know, some of our slides are a little busy, like they have more color and they have a little bit more stuff in there. And then we're including the video. So I feel like we're doing a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like, in some of the past videos that I've watched, they'll have the words and then they're talking, but they almost would need to, because like they're leading it up to it or whatever. But if you look at our slide, like, I'm looking at it from a point of view of like, okay, if I didn't know anything about this, could I follow this? And I'm like, yeah, I could totally follow. So I'm like, why? I mean, I don't want to add to it. If I don't have to add to it, I'm like, why do we add to it when we have it? It's all there.
No, I got you. I totally understand where you're coming from.
It's up to you. And the only reason, like I said, the only reason it's coming to me is because as I'm going back and forth from the script to this, I'm like, they can read. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have the information in front of them. It's all there.
Right. And I know that that's been an issue for me with some of the presentations in the past where they've basically just read everything that was on the screen and didn't add anything. And that was really, you know, that was just boring, you know. But if we're adding to it,
exactly,
where, you know, there's something to look at and we're discussing it more, then maybe that's beneficial. But
yeah, but I mean, I think it's really good information. And I like how, like I said, because that's what was my biggest concern, is like, how are we going to take it from this and put it towards this? Like, how are we going to make it flow? But it's moving really nice. It's a lot though. It's a lot more, it's longer than I would want it to be, but I don't think there's any way to go around that, just because we're taking it from symbolic interactionism to family communication, dynamics of family communication. So there's going to be a lot of info in between. There kind of has to be to tie the two together. There's nothing we can do about that. But because that's already longer, I'm like, why am I making it longer by adding to this when all the information is kind of like a leading horse to water, so to speak, and not making them force them to drink it, you know? Like, I feel like we're already doing that. We're going by, like, slide by slide, like they're catching on. Like, I don't think they would need us to read it for them.
Do you think that, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to make sure that what in the assignment doesn't say, you know,
it doesn't say you
do it this way. Then
presentation. It says video presentation.
And have you found the actual assignment? Mine's taking forever. I'm like almost there.
Well, I'm probably read it the other day.
What's happening?
Let me look and see. Let me look at it one more time, because I thought that's what and honestly, the reason I looked at it the other time was because, again, I felt like, why is everybody reading their video to me? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt kind of like, why is everyone reading the video to me? And so it was just kind of one of those things where I was just like, do they have to read their video to me? And this is before I even did it. I was just kind of wondering when I was, because you know how you have to critique them and kind of give your input. I was trying to understand maybe why.
No, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I understand. My only thing would be, what does it say in the assignment?
You know? Points or whatever, because that would be lame. Let's see. Okay, so.
Okay. Wow, iLearn finally opened up for me, so hopefully I can get there too. Do you think if we do decide to do that, I'm almost there. I'm still trying to get my
here. I can read it. I can read it to you, because here's the student video.
You found the actual
instructions. It says, in order to facilitate further learning of the theories you'll be covering in this course, you'll be working with a partner to prepare a short video-based learning experience for the class sometime during the semester. Your video presentations should not exceed 10 minutes and are usually better if they are shorter. You will need to create a video that exemplifies some of the principles and process of the theory topic for which you and your partner have signed up. This video will be made available to the rest of the class by Thursday of the week you are studying the concept. Find good video clips that exemplify some of the principles and process of the theory topic you are teaching. You and your partner should discuss how the video explicates principles and process of the theory. Take time to look at or explain several parts of the theory, not just one or two. Your presentation will be graded on the following: video production, posted on time, presented in a clear and concise, easily understood. Video content, presentation use appropriate examples. Presentation clearly explains how those examples relate to the theory concept being addressed. Your presentation must be posted for the class to view by Thursday of the week you're studying the concept. And that's pretty much it. And then the rest just talks about us working together, putting it on together. Says divide the work up in other ways. One right. And it does talk about script here. It says you and your partner can turn in one or combine video with both of your video combined into one using something like Windows Movie Maker, or you can divide the work up in other ways, i.e. other writes the script and defines the pictures, the other narrates, actually puts the videos together. Either way, you and your partner should coordinate your presentation so that both of you contribute equally and the learning experience is good for the rest of the class. You should also discuss with your partner your ideas for what media clips you will use and ensure that you both agree that it's good for your theory.
Okay, so it did talk about clips in there, and it did talk about narration, although that wasn't in the requirements.
It did only in terms of exemplifying how the work should be divided.
Yeah.
Not in terms of that it's necessary.
Right. I wonder if we need to, I don't know. Are we just assuming that that's the way it needs to be done because that's the way that everybody else has done it?
I think so. I have been bored to tears. I'm not trying to be mean, but I've been like bored to tears sometimes because I kind of feel like, why are you reading? Like, I don't know. To me, like a video presentation part of it, if it needed it, sure. But because of how we're doing it, I don't feel it does. That's my thing. Because as I'm writing the script, I'm like, I'm just writing what's there.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay. So if we change tactics, then is there anything that we had in the script that should be added to the slide to be more, to clarify it more so that they,
the only thing, like, the only thing, and I thought about that too, because that's what caught my attention. The only thing is the first two slides, the ones where we're like, hey, think about how this makes you feel. Think about those. Those are the, everything else, I'm just reading what's there.
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay. All right. Well, I'm okay with moving forward with that. If you feel that that's a good way to go, then I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah,
and we can just make it.
I can go back and add to the first couple slides too to make it like, you know what I mean? To make it say what it's supposed to say. So I can do that. That's not a problem. But then we can just, like, the only thing is when we insert the video, then I think we should put some points of the video. Like you said, a lot of people are like, they showed us the video and they're like, well, tell us what you think. I'm like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your presentation. You tell me what you think.
Yes. You tell me what I'm supposed to be thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then that was honestly my follow-up questions pretty much with all of them. Was like, well, I would like to hear what you guys thought about the video. Presented to me.
And I think that there's probably maybe two that I can think of that I thought were really, really well done. And they, you know, everything was really, I don't know, that really asked good questions that made me think, that helped me to, you know, reflect internally, to do all of those things. And also that examples, real life examples were shared that helped to add to that learning. I don't know. Right. But yeah, okay. Well, so then, all right. So what do we need to still do then? We need to.
So we'll still need to go through the rest of the slide, and then we'll have to go back because, like I said, I'm thinking about the first two slides, and then I'm thinking about the example I gave of the family with the gestures and stuff that needs to be input in there somewhere. Those are the three things that are not included in our slide presentation. Everything else has been included. Okay. And then we just need to keep going on this, and then the video. What video did you want to put?
I'm entertained by all of them, so it just depends. I mean, some of them are shorter than others. The Gilmore Girls one is shorter than the Everybody Loves Raymond one. Now, how would we do this if we'd still do it as a video presentation just with no talking? And so we'd still have to flip through the slides, kind of make it into a video, but give everybody long enough to read what's on the slides.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, so I didn't answer your question about the video. I don't know.
So when you insert the video, it can still be inserted, right? The video itself, so they can still hear it and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I think.
Would that just be in like a separate slide? Like this?
Yeah, or I think
slide 7, right? So then the video could be inserted in slide 8.
Yeah, it could be that way. Because I think the way that it works is it automatically picks it up. Like if you put the link in there, then it would. I'm just trying to. Those would be one that would best. I mean, yes, the Everybody Loves Raymond one teaches specifically about one aspect of communication. For discussion, there might be more to. There would be lots to discuss in all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I lean towards the Gilmore Girls just because nobody's used any Gilmore Girls yet. But I mean, I really.
Well, then let's use the Gilmore.
I'm really okay with any of them.
Yeah, but let's use the Gilmore Girl one.
Okay, let me insert it right into the. Sorry, I don't know what my computer is doing, but it's definitely giving me all kinds of grief right now. It's an older laptop, and I think it's kind of hanging on by a thread, but it still works.
Yeah, mine's like that too, so.
Okay. So I've never inserted a video into a presentation before, but I'm sure that so with the rest of the slides then on secrets and triangles, etc., I really just threw a bunch of different, and they might not be coherent order, or and you want to put them in point form, or we might want to.
You said you chose videos also for the triangle and for the secrets?
Secrets for the triangles, for the, because I think I did a couple pages.
Because I couldn't think of one for those, for the triangle.
You what?
I couldn't think of I couldn't find a video thing for a triangle example.
Yeah, no. I think just sticking with one video that's like focused on communication, I think that's fine. But I guess what I was because I put a lot of thoughts in there, and it's all the things that we want to cover, but they might not be in any kind of coherent order, or we might need to just change the way that they are. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to put the video. So.
How to put a link in there?
Maybe maybe this is the way it needs to go. I do a lot of cutting and pasting, but maybe there's an option to just insert a video. Yeah, I don't know. It's not doing anything for me. So I'll see if I can figure it out. So
I put the link in there.
Oh, did you get it to go?
I mean, I just put the link in there. I don't know. But then I put it on the same, you know how you said insert video here? I put it in that same spot.
But how do we make it? I mean, there's got to be a way to make it so that the link can actually be clicked on, or there's a picture of the video or whatever. I mean, other people have done that in their presentations, and I don't know how to do that.
Well, I think it can. I think it's because it should have that URL thing or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think my video
there it goes. I think so. Should I click on it and see if it'll take me?
Sure.
Sure does.
Because oh, does it?
It does. It takes me. It does. Do you want to try it on your end? Just double click it.
Yeah, it looks like it's working.
Okay. Cool.
So it's just, yeah.
So here, I mean, we should probably put something in on it. It says watch video, double click or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
so
pretty.
If we're not going to have it like recorded, we have to do it like a recording where we're flipping through the slides.
Say that again.
Right? And then, so if we're not going to be talking in our presentation, if we're not going to have we're still going to have to make a recording so that it is a video. And so that we're still going to have to do flipping through the slides, and we're going to have to make the video play, all those things. Okay. I don't know what my computer is doing right now. It took me to YouTube, but now it's saying my video is restricted. So I'm wondering if my router changed. Never mind. Okay, so that's great. That's fine. So maybe let's go through and just see what we need to include and what we don't, and what, and say it differently so that if somebody's just going to be reading it on their own.
I caught about a third of what you said. Keep getting cut off. I don't know what's going on with the voice.
I'm wondering if it's just that the Google Hangouts is like, anyway, if I have too many things I'm trying to do. And with, are you, or is it okay? Well, it looks like some of the writing, I know.
Are you seeing what I did to it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just don't understand why the words are moving up the way they are.
That looks good.
Sorry, do you see me moving around on there?
Yeah, it looks good though. Right now it looks good anyway on my screen.
Okay. All right. So maybe what we need to do is both watch the clip and then come up with a few points that we can put on the video discussion. Just, you know, things that we can point out based on this theory. Specific communication, you know, things that they were doing to communicate that maybe not everybody would catch, or, you know, I don't know where to go from here. So does that?
Okay. So do you want to take a minute to look at it individually right now? And then we can put some of those points on slide A.
Sure. Yeah.
I can just do it on my phone. That way I don't mess up.
Yeah. With us being on Hangouts, though, I think we're going to be able to hear each other trying to watch the video. So you put yours on and I can just listen to it.
Hey, how was school? Great. Anything good? Oh yeah, tons of things. I got gold stars plastered all over my forehead. I had an interesting call today. Want to know who it was from? Not really. So Taylor Dozy, you know, he owns the market. You say so? He said he came in today. He did. And he said he took some money out of a little donation cup to help repair the bridge. I told him he was crazy. You would do that. You weren't a thief. That he was just trying to start trouble. Then I hung up on him. But don't get me wrong. I enjoy hanging up on Taylor. And he is crazy. But I was just wondering if any of the other things he said were true. What do you think? I think that if you tell me that what he's saying is not true, then I'm going to believe it's not true. Okay, it's not true. That doesn't sound very convincing. Look, what exactly do you want from me? You bring me here to this place, you put me in a school that says the Pledge of Allegiance in 6 different languages, 2 of which I've never heard of before. You take me away from my home, my friends, and now you want what from me? I'm trying to help you. Well, stop trying. Stop talking to me, stop following me, and stop asking me questions. Just stop. That's what you want? Yes, that's really what you want. Yes. Fine, you got it. Thank you. You're welcome.
That's kind of funny.
I love it. But is there enough in there that analyze the communication? I think there is, and I think it'll make people laugh.
Yeah, like what I noticed, which made me laugh at first, is it's almost like Luke is trying to keep up with him, like from the get-go, like before he even says anything to him. That kid is on like a speed walk, and he's like
and just
trying to keep up with him. Yeah, it's almost like he already doesn't want to talk to him. He doesn't even know the situation, and he doesn't want to talk to him. So already, like, you can tell that it's not going to be a good conversation when you're having to run after someone to talk to them. And then the facial, like the minute he sees him, also he like tightens his face, like kind of tightens. He's like, yep, fine. Yep. You know, like very short answers, like, so.
Yeah, I agree. And the way, I mean, obviously they're both trying to get their point across, but neither of them is communicating very well. And you've got this dynamic where, you know, Luke says, well, if you tell me you didn't do it, then I'll believe you. And then he says, I didn't do it. And he's like, I don't believe you. There's just all these things that, anyway. And I just think it's funny because how many of us at the end of a conversation often would love to have a lake to push someone into.
Yep. That would be easy. So yeah, so there's definitely body language things we can talk about there. And there's definitely the perspective of one person they both feel like in the right, so to speak. Like, you know, he's a kid. He feels like he's been shoved to this new place. Like he says, Pledge of Allegiance, 5 different languages. He hates it being there. And then Lucas is like, well, I'm just trying to help you. Like, he just honestly feels like he's doing what he can for him.
Yeah.
So definitely they're coming from 2 complete perspectives. And also the fact that he doesn't know how to raise a kid. He's never done that a day in his life.
Right, exactly. No, I think, and it's not long, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time, but there's definitely a lot in there. Okay, so I apologize, but my computer is just giving me all kinds of grief and it's not even letting me, I can flip through the slides, but it's not letting me to type, so.
It's okay. I'll go to slide 8 and I'll start typing. Hold on. You have on slide 8, you have video discussion, but it doesn't. Okay. So
you should be able to click on that and take it out, and then you should be able to start typing, and it's going to be big font like that, but you should be able to change that too. So if you click,
so it is not letting me click on that. That's really weird.
Yeah, so I'm okay. Well, it's not just me then.
That's really weird because it let me do the link of all things.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna exit out of it and go back in and see if it lets me do anything different, because
okay,
sometimes I'm getting there. It's just being really slow.
So it'll let me type. I did the same thing, but it'll let me type, but it does not let me get rid of the video discussion in white. Which
It's not letting that word,
which I think it
the words
just
that were already there.
Yeah, I just wanted to move it to the top so then we can just put our points in there.
So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you there.
Is there a way we can
Will it let you do more typing?
Yeah, it lets me type on it. Would it let me like delete this slide 8 and then add a new slide?
Yeah, it should.
Okay.
If you like right click on it, there should be an option to delete the slide.
Oh yeah, it did. Okay, and then what if I want to add one, another one?
So if you go over to the left-hand side and put your pointer between the slides you want to put it in, and if you right click again, it should let you add a slide.
Yep, it did.
Good.
But then it's click add to title, and I don't want to add the title in the middle of the page.
Right. So if you should be able to just like delete that title and make that text box really big, and to start typing.
Okay.
Mine's still all reloading, so I can't see what you're doing right now, but is it working? You figuring it out?
So I hope so.
No, it's not working.
Well, I'm hoping it will. I'm hoping it'll come together in a little bit.
Maybe it's I'm both be on here and do things at the same time. Maybe that's why though. Maybe it doesn't like that we're both on here at the same time.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think we're becoming friends now.
Good. I'm glad.
I have a love-hate relationship with technology, so it's okay.
I know it's great when it works, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I got it. Okay. So then just tell me some of the points you want me to type up.
Beginning of the video, let's say you have, okay. Should we just do this in kind of point form, or do we want to put actual full statements?
That's what I was
write a bunch of thoughts.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you the same thing.
Okay, so well, let's just start with the things we talked about. Let's talk about the fact that Jess doesn't even know what the conversation is about yet, but he's already getting defensive. His facial expression changes. That's one thing. As we watch this, realize that they both feel like their point of view is right. We have the short answers from Jess, you know, that he's Or let's go back, the whole time he's trying to walk away and Luke is having to keep up with him just to have the conversation. Is it going really slow for you? I'm starting to see some typing.
I don't know why it keeps moving up. This is so weird.
Yeah, I was doing that on that other slide too. And do you have this text box pulled down to the bottom of the screen?
Not yet. Hold on. Now I keep losing the little. Oh my goodness, this thing is so not happy with me right now.
Move down though.
Yeah, and then I lost the one. Oh my. No, what is it doing? Okay. I honestly don't know what it's doing. Stop. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Usually it doesn't cause this much trouble.
It's just. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Not doing anything for me now. Let's hope.
It's letting me edit that other page now. So I'm playing with the editing on that other page that I was going to go back and do.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's letting me do something. So I can come and see if I can help you. And just
Okay, I'm not going to touch it right now. I'm going to
Okay.
see. Starting to do really funny. I don't want to ruin anything. So I'm going to let you mess with it for a little bit.
Okay. How about we could go back over to the script and just type stuff, and then I can try and go in and put it in the presentation.
Okay.
Does that sound like an okay plan? See if it'll work, and you can start typing in the script, and then we can just chat about it and see what.
Yeah, that way we're not slowing down, and then you can just copy and paste.
Yeah, and I mean, I can go in and fiddle with the formatting and whatever, and then.
And that's slide 8, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't mind going in and fiddling around with it and making sure that it's functioning properly. But you're right, it's doing weird stuff.
I know.
It's like cutting the page in half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How's it going? I haven't even looked at the video slide right now because I don't want to mess anything. I'm just writing on the script.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Right on the script. It looks like I'm able to do some editing, so I'm just kind of looking at the other pages.
Okay.
I can go back and do that one, the video discussion later. That's fine. I was just looking at the secrets. Now, if we're not going to have us talking, we're going to need to probably, anyway, segue from video to video or from slide to slide.
Okay.
With what we have on the slides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's doing some weird stuff with the formatting right now. Okay.
Well, do you want me to read you in the beginning? Do you remember how I said there's only going to be a couple things missing? Do you want to go back to that slide?
Sure. Let's see if it'll let me do it.
Okay.
So we had, what do these things mean to you?
Let's see. And we wanted to add in there, take a moment to look at the symbols. What do they mean to you? Okay, so then you want to just add, how do they make you feel? Just to give them something else to think about.
So not the take a moment, just how do they make you feel?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then the one with all the gestures.
Yeah, it's really moving slow. Okay. Yeah, I can go back and format stuff later. So let me see. The one with the gestures.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about these?
Says, how about these unspoken gestures? What meaning do they have for you? And do you think your interpretation is the same as others?
All right, one more time. How about these unspoken gestures?
What meaning do they have for you? And I would just say, what meaning do they have for you? Are these meaning the same for others?
Do you think they have the same meaning for others?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's exactly it. And then the other slides are all already there.
Okay. Okay, so the rest from there on are good. We just need to really look at the secrets and the triangles.
Yeah, except for the discussion of the video clip.
Yes, I will go back and fix that one.
Did you want me to read you what I have?
Let's see if it'll let me, because it seemed to be doing weird. Okay. Well, I could probably just cut and paste it from your stuff you typed in the script. Let's see if it's going to be really slow. I feel bad that this is taking so long, but we're getting it done.
Yeah.
That's a benefit.
It's fine.
Okay. I was able to just stick it in there, so I'll go back and edit it and make it look nice later.
Okay. And I probably missed a few things, but those are like the big things that came to me. And I don't know if you just want to end with, I was going to add,
What else were you going to add? I'll see if I can just put it in here.
I was just going to say both are coming from different perspectives and both are struggling in their own way. Or both are struggling in, oh, I know, their new roles. I think you can take out the thing about the role that I put in the beginning with Luke.
Okay.
And we can just leave it at that.
You mean take out the part at the beginning with Luke being a single man and...
No, just the one that says he is struggling with his new role as a guardian.
Oh, okay.
So if you copy and paste everything, now it has everything in there. If you wanted to do that, if that was easier.
So I'm just waiting to see with what you were just doing. Okay. I've got it all in there. I'll go back and do some editing later. How do we want to introduce this secret slide or transition from talking about the video to the secret? Or, I mean, I think that we do need to touch on both of these things because they were in the lessons this week.
I think we should start with the divine triangle, though.
Okay.
And we can just start by saying that in relationships, certain systemic relationships occur, like divine triangle secrets. I think introduce it like that and then go into each one.
Okay. Do we need to have another slide in between there then?
Yeah, I think so. And actually, it could be fine. Secrets can be first. It really doesn't matter. I just think it needs a little intro.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Segue into triangles and secrets. I am ready to type. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just going to say, I guess you can start by saying in dynamics of communicate. What did we say? Family dynamics of communication. Yeah. So you probably want to say something in family dynamics of communication.
Okay. In family dynamics of communication.
Certain I'm trying to think what I want to call it.
Aspects can be discussed. Aspects.
Certain systemic and relational communication can occur.
In family dynamics of communication, certain systemic and relational can occur. Is that what you said?
Systemic and relational
communication.
Systemic and relational patterns can occur. I would call triangle and secret like a pattern of communication.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think it's a great way to say it.
And just, I don't know how you want to say, like two of these examples. Okay, or we will be discussing two of these examples, secrets and triangle or divine triangle, however you want to word that. Because those are the two we're discussing, right?
Yes. About just two we will discuss. Our secrets. Triangles. Okay. And then we can go on to the triangles.
It's interesting. Brother Gardner refers it to dysfunctional communication systems. So I don't know if you want to refer to it as that. I don't know if you want to refer to it as dysfunctional, of examples of dysfunctional communication systems.
I think that's great.
That's what Brother Gardner, I have that in, that's one of the things I did highlight. So I don't know how you want to incorporate that in there.
Okay, I'm just going to type it in, that dysfunctional communication systems. Is that what you said?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. The many dysfunctional communication systems we will discuss.
Yep. Perfect.
We will discuss 2 secrets and triangles. I'm typing and it's not, oh, there we go. Okay, information is there. I will make it look pretty later. Okay. So a lot of what, oh yeah, there's 2 pages for triangles. Oh, that didn't get moved to the right place. So I know they didn't specifically talk about this, but I think this is kind of what they were getting at, is the idea that as we move as we move closer to God, we move closer to one another. And as we move further away from God, we move further away from one another. Triangles can create closeness or distance. I know that you read what I had on this slide before, but in the next slide, I talked about differentiated or healthy, and started to put in kind of what that means. And then the undifferentiated or the perverse ones are the ones that we really talked about in class, which are the dangerous ones, which are not good. I just don't know what specifically. So things like differentiated is good. We have emotional neutrality. We're aware of one's own emotions and our reactivity.
Are you talking about secrets, or are you talking, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the secrets slide. Is that what's next after?
We can put secrets next. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
So secrets.
Secret. Okay. So with secrets, I just wondered if we can do like a bullet points. Do you think that would help? Because it kind of goes in order. Well, the one that I have highlighted that was my favorite way of explaining it kind of has it kind of shows the progression of it from like the beginning of the secret all the way to the end. So it kind of has an order to it. And I think it's important to show that.
Okay. Do I have it in that order on this slide?
Let me look. No.
Because if not, I mean, I can type stuff because I like that idea that it's a progression.
Yeah.
I was going to change, not just have secrets at the top either, because we need something like secrets.
You can put secrets, create triangles, hidden alliances, and cutoffs, and then we can do the bullet points.
Secrets, create triangles. What else did you say? Secret alliances?
Create triangles, hidden alliances, and cutoffs.
Okay. So each of these can be a bullet point.
I think so, yeah. And then we can just.
But I don't think I don't know that they all need to be in there.
Right. We'll just start and then we'll see what we can come up with. So then the first, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. Just,
okay. So first,
tell me what you're thinking.
I would say it's something like defining boundaries, who's in, who's out.
So I have one that says divides those who know from those who don't.
Yeah, that one is really close. And so is the one that creates distance, because this one is like defines boundaries, who's in, who's out, regulates closeness and distance. So I was just going to I would just put like bullet, because you want to make it quick. I would just put define boundaries, who's in, who's out. And then the other one would be like regulates closeness and distance. Loyalty, issues of loyalty, betrayal.
Okay, sorry, it's going really slow. Defines boundaries, who's in, who's out.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing you said was the next bullet point?
Yeah, I would just put defines closeness and distance, but you kind of have that, creates distance. Or creates closeness or distance.
Okay. Creates closeness or distance.
And so here's the thing. I don't know if you want to put create closeness with those who keep the secret, create distance with those the secret is kept from. I don't know if how you want to do that, or just keep it simple. Creates closeness and distance. Up to you.
I think for that one, simple is probably closeness for distance.
Okay.
I mean, basically what we're doing is reminding people what they've already learned, right?
Yeah. Secrets, they can create hierarchical power relationships.
Can we say that simply? I don't know.
You can say it creates hierarchical power in families, or can create. It doesn't always, but it can. What was the title again of this slide?
Yeah, it's not letting me.
That thing where it moved it again.
Yeah.
So
okay, I'll figure it out.
I just realized something even simpler we can do. We can put secrets, create, and then we just put bullet point, boundaries, closeness or distance, hierarchical power within families. Do you know what I mean? So we don't have to keep putting create, create, create. We can just put secrets, pen, create, or create, and then just do it that, go down.
Okay. So secrets create defined boundaries then?
No, I would just put boundaries. They create boundaries. Who's in, who's out.
Right, boundaries, who's in, who's out.
Yep.
Closeness.
Yep. Closeness. Yeah. Because I'm just trying to think about when people study for like an exam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's really helpful when it's like this, because when it's all it's too much. Like you can't remember that much wording.
I agree. Simple is better.
Okay.
Hierarchical power within families.
And then you can put loyalty, issues of loyalty and betrayal.
Issues with loyalty and betrayal.
And you might want to put that before the hierarchical one. And then I liked one that you put that said, when you said it, okay, so I'll read you the quote, and then there's a couple on there that are already on there that kind of go along those terms. And it says, it can impede our competence, identity, and life course. So it does, let's see. It doesn't promote healing and affect emotional progress of the whole family.
We could just, okay.
So I think the others are pretty much covered. So you can probably take them out and just make sure you have the healing and the whole family one.
Should we change the word, like emotional healing is not promoted? I'm just trying to kind of keep with the list for.
Yeah, creates. What is the opposite? I know, this is where the wordy thing gets weird.
Yeah, because we're making the list, right? So we want to keep it kind of all the same.
Basically, creates inability to heal. There you go. Like,
oh, yes, because we need it to.
Yeah, we just need it to flow, like inability to heal.
Okay, so inability to heal. We have the divisions covered.
And then you can put creates diminishing progression of the whole family.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because you have it, you almost have it in that one, but.
Okay, what was that word you used one more time?
Diminishing
Diminishing, thank you. Diminishing progress of the whole family.
Progression, yeah.
Do we want triangles to be in there? Probably
Yeah,
not.
I mean, they do create triangles. They create triangles, hidden alliances, and cutoffs. But as we reading what we put, that's pretty much what it's saying.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just take out that. All right, so then we have secrets create, boundaries, who's in, who's out, closeness or distance, issues with loyalty and betrayal, hierarchical power within families, inability to heal, diminishing progression of the whole family.
Yep, there you go.
That covers it, right? Okay.
Yep, that covers pretty much all of it. Yep. I don't know. The only thing I don't know we want to do is that it can create defensiveness, anger. I don't know if we want to add that. I mean, that is part of diminishing progression of the whole family, but that's a little bit more, you know?
Inability to heal, progression of the whole family.
This is talking about defensiveness, mystification, anger, reactivity. It's a little bit more than that, you know?
Well, we could just add it on to that one and just make that one a longer bullet. Diminishing progression of the whole family due to.
We can put including, right? Maybe.
Diminishing progression of the whole family.
And we can just put including defensiveness and anger. Call it good.
Okay.
Yep, that works.
I will probably come back and do a little bit more.
I like the picture with it too.
Yeah, I'll move it around so that it's more, because I mean the points are kind of small, so I'll move it down a little bit. But all right.
Question.
I was just wondering if you wanted to create triangles.
When we post it, it's this link up here that we give them, right? The Google Doc link.
That I'm not sure what we need to do. I'm wondering. Yes,
here.
yes. I'll need to make sure that
I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to put it on my tab and see if it takes me to it. Hang on.
Well, it should. My only thing is that I have to set it. People can't edit it.
Yeah.
Because right now I have it set so that anybody has the link can edit it. So I would have to change that. That's fine.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be a video, right? So I think what that means is we're going to have to actually do it as a presentation and have it as a video that just plays through so that we're flipping the slides. Does that make sense?
Yes. And is there a way to do that?
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's fairly easy to do. We just have to, because what Screencast-O-Matic does is it lets you choose a part of your screen that it's going to film. And so they won't see all the other stuff. It can just be the slide, and then we can flip through the slides and play the video and do all of these things, and it should work out.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Okay. So what I was going to ask is, do you think we should add creates triangles to the end of this list so that it segues into the next slide?
Yeah. That's good.
Secrets create triangles. Okay. All right. Okay. So thoughts about this? How do we attack the triangles?
Okay, let me look
I
at
like the idea. Yeah. Because there's 2 slides, and I separated each of the triangles on that next slide.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta get up and stretch for a second.
Yeah.
Walk around just for a sec. I'll be right back.
You bet.
Okay, and get some sugar in my system.
Oh.
So there's 2 slides about triangles. We can try and condense it into one. It's just that I think we kind of need the descriptions of what those triangles do and some examples of other things that could stand in that third. Because our article talked mostly about the role that, Heavenly Father plays, but there's other things that could cause those triangles. Like in some of them, things like service or work or distraction of another person can also cause those triangles, and it doesn't just have to be.
Now, did you want to go into the creation of triangles, of divine triangles, I guess, because it's not just triangle. This is divine triangle because we're talking about the God triangle. So you might want to make that different. Maybe we need to add a slide, actually, now that I'm thinking about
it. So you're talking about comparing like the divine. Oh,
no, because what we're talking about is divine triangles now.
Okay.
And there's good and there's bad, obviously, with it, like all things. But
you're right.
Then the creation of them, which starts with language, ritual, and history.
Okay. Okay, so we start with the title, Divine Triangles.
Yes. And then you can ask the question, what creates divine triangles? And then you're just going to have 3 things for that.
Okay. What creates divine triangles?
Yep.
And the end. Yep.
Okay, so the first thing is going to be language.
Language.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know history is one of them.
Language is the first one. Then the second one, you're going to put rituals or ceremonies.
Okay, rituals or ceremonies.
And then the third is going to be basically, we're talking about experiences, past experiences, histories. And I don't know if you want to go into a little explanation for each one of them or give an example of each one of them.
I think that would be a good idea. I mean, if we're at this point where we are not going to be narrating, then I think we need to put a few more things in.
Okay. So if we go back to language, we want to do example of it's in God's hands, God's will. You want to put that in quotation marks. Rituals. I mean, ritual ceremonies, you can put marriage. That's obviously a biggie. Church marriages, temple marriages. And then for like the experiences, histories, you just want to put something along the lines of experiences that have created the belief system, past experiences.
All right. Okay, I am caught up. So do we want to state that triangles can be both positive or negative? How do we want to move into the actual description of the triangles, or at least, you know?
Let's see.
Because I mean, when it's working properly, but because the ones that are in our lesson are basically
negative.
They're negative, yeah. Okay, so on let's see, slide 13. I have I started typing just a bunch of stuff, trying to kind of summarize what the triangles are, but also defining the difference between the differentiated and the undifferentiated. So
I like this one. I like, I don't know if there's 3 triangles though, because there's like a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's 3 specific ones that we talk about in the lesson, but then, I mean, is the divine triangle, when they talk about that, I was confused because it seemed to me like they were talking about this overarching thing that included all these different specific triangles. But I don't know. Because there were 3 specific ones in the lesson, the coalition and the displacement and the substitutive, which were all negative.
let's see. I highlighted a bunch of things.
Good. I'm glad. I know I've been like rewriting and looking and changing my notes.
So you're right. There's that. But then did you see the one where it has the, I'm looking at the one, where is it? Triangulation. It just starts explaining different things. So that's the part that confused me a little bit.
So in this article that we read, they talked about the divine triangle as trying to help therapists understand how to help religious couples, right? Like that was kind of the, it can be applied multiple ways. Like triangulation, and triangulation being an emotional process.
So yeah, so I think that here I'm trying to read. It says
but the reason that it's triangulation and it's caused is because we get emotional and we're emotionally reactive, and then because we're emotional, we try to pull a third person in to help with that.
Well, in here, it looks to me too like they're basically saying when used appropriately, this is what it would be. Maintaining relationship with each person. So each person would be maintaining relationship. So each person maintains a relationship with God. Each person maintains a relationship with one another. Achieving emotional neutrality involves being able to see all sides of an issue calmly. So that would be the other thing. And then disentangling from the conflict and promoting couple responsibility for its own resolution. So verbal communication between partners, acceptance of each other's responsibility, and one owns responsibility.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, so I don't know if we need to do like examples of like healthy versus unhealthy. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So differentiated versus undifferentiated then, because those are the words that it uses in the study guide. So that might be good to use.
Yes.
So differentiated is good. And that's where we're talking about having that emotional neutrality, taking responsibility for our role in the relationship.
And then the first, which is what you have here, which is maintaining kind of what you're saying, like maintaining closeness with one another. So it's maintaining a relationship with each person in the triangle. So that means husband's responsible for maintaining a relationship with God, husband's responsible for maintaining a relationship with wife, vice versa with wife, you know? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing was that neutrality, the ability to see all sides calmly and unemotionally. And then the third would be promoting couple responsibility. So being responsible for each other's, understanding the responsibility for each other and for oneself.
Okay. Yeah, because there were several times within the text that they also, or the article that we read, where it's specifically, I mean, it talks about responsibility, neutrality, and relationship, right? Like those were the three things that it kept pointing out. So maybe we can just use those three as the guide and do a comparison of the positive versus the negative. I'm sorry, I don't know where to go from here.
No, you're fine. So here you have, let's see. So basically you have it. So I would just say you keep that triangle there and you talk about we're going to talk about differentiated, right? Right now? That's the positive one? Yeah. Okay.
So are Are you still looking at that second slide, the one with the triangle picture on it, or are you on the next one with all the writing? Are you still there? Did I lose you? Lena. Oh, your screen is paused. Wonder if you can still hear me.
We'll talk about, for